Hello, welcome to the Latics football phone-in with me, Matt Dean, and him.
Dave Sharpie Bradley.
Oh, I said I wasn't going to mention the
It's gotta
Sharp.
be done.
I said I wasn't going to mention the Sharpie stuff this week, but you beat me to it anyway.
Well, you've gotta let it stick sometimes, don't you? So yeah, it's been a good week relatively for the Latics.
Sticking like a ball with Mike Fondop,
Well,
sticking up top.
what a debut. Half debut. He hasn't played a full game yet, has he? He started against Scunthorpe, went off injured, didn't play against Bristol, and then he came on. He came on against Newport and bagged 2. So you'll take that, won't you?
Absolutely. How were you feeling after the first one last week? It went all right, didn't it? I watched it back and I wasn't mortified.
No, I thought it went really well. I was really happy with it. I'm probably 500 of the 600 views on YouTube. I'm only kidding now. Thanks to all the viewers who look back. It's been really, really encouraging for us to do it again. And it wasn't that bad, was it? Some really good points last week. And yeah, just want to get it in motion now and just hopefully get more and more people watching and, get involved. This is what we're here for. It's all about you guys.
Yeah. And we were a bit of nerves last week because obviously we wanted people to phone in, but we've got 2 people waiting already.
We have. Should we get them on?
Yeah, let's get them on. Should we get them on together, or should we give them both an equal introduction individually?
Let's just do it. Let's get them both on.
Let's have Danny. There's Danny. All right, mate.
Danny, can you hear us, mate? Danny?
I think we'll definitely bring Nigel in.
Danny, can you hear us, mate?
Can you hear us, Nigel?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, can you hear me?
Danny,
yeah,
have you got
I can
us,
hear
mate?
you, yeah. No, well, while Danny figures out what's going on, because I think it must be at his end, we'll just take him out for now. All right, Nigel.
I'm good, mate. Thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Nigel.
No, it's all right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
joining us.
having me on. Thank you.
Pleasure.
15 minutes of fame, or 10 minutes or whatever.
45.
3 hours of fame.
That's it. Depends who else comes along, doesn't it? So last time I saw you was on the steps in the Rochdale Road end against Bristol.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it in there. Rochdale Road end is fantastic. The Atleticos are just something else, aren't they? I love it. Singing along, me and my daughter, it's brilliant. Bringing my dad tomorrow as well, so we'll have to give him the cheat sheet for singing.
There's a couple of points there, like that you made. The Atleticos, I think, against Bristol, they seem to just be coming into their own all the time, don't they? There's been a few things that recently with their appeal for funds, which has gone really, really well. I know you donated, Nigel, and like it's gone really well. They started off wanting $1,000. They're nearly up to $5,000 is their aim now. They seem to be growing in numbers. And also, I posted something on Twitter about which was the best end, the Rochdale Road end or the Chaddy end. And I think that it wasn't a poll, but I think that the Rochdale Road end has come out on top from what I can see. What do you think, Nigel? Is it better than the Chad?
I think the acoustics, I think it always was, wasn't it? I think that's why they moved them, wasn't it? When the Chaddy end, when they built the Rochdale Road end, I think that people recognised that the acoustics were a bit better. So I don't know. I mean, I think the Atleticos would be great anywhere. I love them. I really do. It's I've been pushing you for this ringtone. I really do want the ringtone of Ole Ole Ole. I love it. My favourite song.
Yeah.
Did you go to Newport, Nigel?
No, I don't really travel, to be honest. I don't. I'm more at home. But I stopped going. I don't even want to get into this, but I stopped going for the reasons that lots of other people did. But when Shez came back and I went to the park, and I just sat in the Rochdale Road and remembered I was crying. It was really emotional. It was like, as I think I said on Twitter, it felt a bit like saying goodbye to an old friend, and it made me well up. And since then, I just thought, and then Shez come, and I sort of said, if they go down, then fine, I'll be there, and if they stay up, I'll be there. So I bought half season tickets for me and my brother, me, my daughter, and my dad. And we went against the first time was I think it was Bristol Rovers, and it was brilliant. So looking forward to tomorrow.
I know. Well, I messaged one of the lads from the Atleticos, and I said, "Look, well done, first of all, on the atmosphere that you've helped create, and well done on your fundraising efforts." And he came back and said, like, it has been like 10 years in the making. He said, like, growing it, and it's been a passion. They've been instrumental in everything this season.
I remember helping them buy the flag back in the day. They put I don't know how they reached out to people, but yeah, I think, and not only that, I think that they were part of the catalyst for the change as well. I know PTB and you guys at OSF, but I think then their sort of action, and who knows who it was going on the pitch, I don't know them, but the younger guys, have actually made this happen. I think made the Shez erection a little bit. So as I say, in the Rochdale Road, it's fantastic, and I love being back at Oldham. I love being back there. It was hard not to go. It was, as I say, when we packed the park, it was emotional, and equally now it's positive. I love it. It really, when we beat Bristol Rovers, it's fantastic. I always want to go a bit earlier and try and miss the sort of exodus, and there was one, I guess, a little bit. And my daughter said, "No, we want to stay. We want to wait till the end." And sort of just that little bit, I went just before the whistle. But yeah, it's brilliant. I used to sit at in the George Hill stand, to be honest, with right next to the directors, and it was a bit sterile, really, when you compare it with the Rochdale Road end. It's just, as I say, it's special again. I love it.
I think that that's really important, because when you go away from home, and we'll come on to the performance at Newport and stuff, but and you've got that kind of atmosphere and energy. It's from youth and vitality in it, and generally speaking, it's not it's not the older crowd. I mean, it's not to say that older people don't make noise and clap and get involved and stuff like that, but it's definitely the young people that make most of the atmosphere at football matches, isn't it? And that nucleus of young people like that in the Rochdale Road end with the acoustics is making a massive difference. And I think they've not seen any success, have they, either, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I guess they've joined the sort of, they've joined the story, sort of, when it's in the sort of bad bits, isn't it? But not only that, they're the future. They are the future of the club. When I'm gone, hopefully they'll still be there with their sons or sort of sons and daughters, or granddaughters and grandsons. So that's what makes Oldham. They what make Oldham tick, absolutely. And I didn't really realise it until I was just thinking, when you're sat in the George Hill stand here and singing, you're thinking, yeah, that's all right. But when you're actually in the middle of it, it's amazing. It really is. It's changed. It's changed me. I'm a changed man because of it. I guess I've lost about 10 or 15 years when I go there. It's fantastic. I would recommend it to anybody, Oldham fan or not, to just go and stand there and just enjoy it. Because it is.
It's just a feel good factor, isn't it?
It absolutely makes you young again. It's brilliant, really. And I said, my daughter, who's like 13, she said, "Oh, I'm going to get a season ticket." I was asking, "Did she want one?" She said, "Yeah. Can we stand on the Rochdale Road end?" And we do stand. It's not as if we sit down either. Rightly or wrongly, we're all stood up, and it's just like, I just remember, back in the day with my dad as a kid, doing the same thing, probably thinking, this is special. And who would have thought that Oldham, bottom of the league, in the situation that we're in, having this conversation, feeling so positive? It's weird. And I think it is Shez, that it is, and it's everything else. It's just fantastic. And if we go down, then we go down. We'll come back up again.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? If we go down, we go down. But taking 342 to Newport, and we've got one just waiting on the other line just to come in now, which is Danny. We're going to bring him in, Nigel, if that's all right, so we can just bring it all together. You all right, Danny?
Hey, mate.
Hello, folks. You all right?
Hi, Danny. All right, mate.
You all right, mate?
Yeah.
You all right?
What's your thoughts been, Danny, since since Shez's return?
I can't see us going down. I think we'll go on a bit of a roll, to be honest. And I think the mood of the players has changed. They're all eager. They're all hungry for it. They're aggressive. They're pushing forward. They just they're working for one another. They're not sulking. McGay's been a massive introduction since when he went off the pitch at Barrow, and at that point I thought, what is he doing? And now he's looking like he's showing something. Like he wants to be here and he wants to fight along with Pidge. And I just think Shez has just made a massive impact, and I can't.
They're a different team, aren't they? They're different.
Yeah.
They're a different team.
Yeah, they're a different beast. They're not a team. They're a beast.
Yeah.
I like that.
McGay is absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and where did he get that right foot from?
Yeah, some of the balls he was bending in against Bristol Rovers.
Down the line against Bristol Rovers.
He was just whipping him round, wasn't he? He was
As
just
if
an
he meant
absolute
it.
warrior. Yeah.
I watched Bristol Rovers game on iFollow. I was away with work, but the wife took Reese, my stepson, and they said it was a belting atmosphere at the game. You couldn't really hear anything on iFollow, but I've seen a few videos that she sent, and I was like, wow, as if that's Boundary Park on a Tuesday. It's just like, what's happened?
Yeah, in January.
I think you've... Go on.
About 5,200 there.
Yeah, Boundary Park in sort of January, February. Something's changed.
Yeah.
Something has changed. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's madness to see. I can't believe we're at the second bottom of the football table there. It's just teams are going to be coming to us thinking they're going to. I think, they've got a new manager, and let's see how good they really think they are. And I think we'll just steamroll a few teams, surprise them really.
They'll have a battle, won't they?
Yeah,
I think going 1-0 down earlier on in the season, being under the previous managers, there was nowhere coming back, was there? I don't think.
No.
No. And with regards to the attitude, as you quite rightly said, Danny, it was unbelievable. To see the players that were earlier on in the season, like Hart, Pagiani, they look very nervous, shaky. Clark again. That back four is absolutely solid, isn't it? And even when Stubbs came on, he looked like a life, didn't he?
That back four, we shipped 3 goals against Newport, didn't we? And it's a solid back four, and we shipped 3 goals. But I can't see us shipping many more the rest of the season now. They look like they fight for one another, and Hart and Jordan Clark down each wing. They like running at players.
Well, Hart got the assist, didn't he, for Mikey Fong and Fondop second, and he just bombed forward, and it was an absolutely fantastic bit of play by Keeler Dunn and Hart to link the link-up play. And it just goes to show that 4-4-2 formation rather than the 3-5-2 playing it out from the back. It's so effective in this league. And Newport battered us, didn't they? They absolutely battered us in that second half. When we went 10 men down, but they were the better. But if someone had said to me when we were driving down at 11 o'clock, we're going to get 3-3 today, you would have took it, wouldn't you? And 2 of the goals were great goals. Dom Telford's goal, and one of them was a deflection as well. So I think they weren't poorly defensive goals to concede. It wasn't the defence's fault. One was a deflection, which you can't really do anything about. The third one was a 30-yard screamer. All right, they could have closed him down in midfield. And the second one was Bahambula trying to play it out from outside his spot, and then it dropped down to Telford, who's clinical at this level, and it just dropped to his feet and went straight in. So I don't think it was a poor defensive display, although they conceded 3 goals. It was just one of those games where we're going to score one more than you. And Newport were very organised. They were 36 attempts at goal and 68% possession.
Yeah, Rogers did well, didn't he? Rogers had a good game as well.
He's been immense since he come back, hasn't he?
It's been like a new signing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just was similar, wasn't it? With a lot of possession for Bristol. But we just were much more effective.
Bristol's
with
goalkeeper.
The ball when we
Bristol's goalie had a good game, though, didn't he? Again, we could have It could have been many more, couldn't it? He saved, and well, it said 3 or 4-1. It should have been, shouldn't it? In honesty, and maybe it should have been even more because that goal definitely went in. Sam Hart's strike was it no Whelan? Was it Whelan's shot?
Yeah, Whelan.
It came off the underside of the bar. That was definitely in. You know,
he's had 2 disallowed this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, Carlisle
Whelan,
away,
again,
which was
Whelan. He couldn't. You can't. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But he's certainly a different player again. Shez has done something to them. Maybe give them some belief. But you know, it's
I think Mr. Lewis filled in the gaps, so Whelan can push on and spread the pass, and he looks a different player. Whelan now he's got Mr. Lewis doing the dirty work. He looks like he's a massive improvement, major improvement.
I was dubious about
Mr. Lewis that bit of steel in here, I think, in midfield.
Yeah.
Like he puts himself about. Like Cisse was when he was playing, he was very immobile. When he didn't get around, when the ball came near him, he didn't know what to do with it. Like it was, we've struggled in that area, and we're a lot more solid now. One of the things that is a worry though is the strength of the squad in it, and see Luamba's out in it. He's got a long-term injury.
Again, another one. He looked fantastic. Big lad as well.
So aggressive, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah, it is. But maybe they can bring Harry Vaughan and maybe Kuto. You know, a few of the younger guys can step in. They'll have to do, won't they? If we're struggling for numbers, and maybe that will
signing of my. So far has been brilliant because those 2 goals were exactly what we needed, weren't they? That somebody poaching, just getting in there and just doing the last thing we need, getting on the end. Yeah, exactly.
So he was getting across. Somebody was crossed it though, weren't they? I mean, they were getting the balls into him as well. So he was
DKD as well. The pressure's come off DKD a bit, and now he's started banging the goals in because he's not having to worry about getting people, you know, to be reliant on the goals because under the previous management, I think it was like there was no one else but him and Hallam Hope, and Hallam Hope did all the running. He did a lot of endeavouring. He has worked really hard. I think he's had a bit of a tough time. You know, I think he's been played out of position. I think that he's not enjoyed chasing the ball down because he's not that sort of player. And then Keeler Dunn's been really, really struggling, hasn't he, to get his form. But when he's had the chances and had that freedom just to work along the front 3 like he did against Newport and Bristol, you know, he seems like a new lease of life. And God, can he finish that ball from Bam Bam for the equaliser against Newport? It was like a 20-yard pinpoint cross on the volley. It was a fantastic goal. And then Bristol, Porcher's goal for the second one, and then in the first minute when he hit that ball, when it went in the first minute. Goodness me, what a ffinish! You know, but it just shows that they know the system that Sheridan wants to play. 4-4-2, 2 up front, and then they have like a bit of a free roaming midfielder around the back, which is Keeler Dunn, and he's playing really well. He's at 11 goals now, 12 goals this season.
Yeah,
and we're second from bottom. You know what I mean? It's some go in that for a striker down there.
Maybe even Hope could be something. You know, maybe Shez can get a tune out of him.
Well, he did it, Carlisle. I spoke to him during the week. Yeah, he scored 14 goals under Shez at Carlisle, and I spoke to Shez earlier on in the week, and he said he's been a bit disappointed. He's had an injury, but he feels like he's been played out of position. But he can't account for what's gone on before. But he knows what to do with Hallam, and he knows what he can get out of Hallam as and when he needs to. So I've got really, really positive, vibes from that, and I think that you'll see a different Hallam Hope under Shez. Well, hopefully we see a different Hope.
You never know with Fondop and Hope. Maybe it's going to be a bit of a long ball game, perhaps, and just.
Yeah,
and
we've been able to mix it up. We've been able to mix it up a bit, haven't we? That's the thing. I mean, I don't mind being. Sometimes you need to be direct. I don't mind it. You don't want to see a team that just pumps it along all the time, but you do need a team that you're going to relieve pressure off ourselves. I mean, we were putting pressure on ourselves constantly, weren't we, under the last management, and it was so infuriating. Whereas now, suddenly you get the ball long. Sometimes they let it out. You get a throw in 3/4 up the pitch, and you're in the business end of the field, and you need to do that, especially when you're struggling down the bottom. We've had a couple of comments on here about Rodgers. Wheels of Justice UK says Rodgers gives the defence a bit of confidence, and I think that's true as well, isn't it? Because I mean, right behind the goal at Scunthorpe, you see how he was commanding that penalty area, taking everything out of the sky, and taking some of that responsibility off Piergiani.
His distribution and catching from crosses is I think he's up there, one of the best in the league. He's so confident. He'll go for anything. He'll go through his own defence to get it. You know, to me, I saw him against Bristol. He went through the back of Piergiani, and Piergiani went mad. But Rodgers was like, "Well, you didn't jump for it. Yeah, it's my ball. It's his ball." And it just, as a defender, you know, at the top level, they must get so much confidence for someone commanding their area. You know, Luke Weiler hasn't had a chance under Shez yet, has he? To be fair, so let's not discredit Luke Weiler, but you know, it's going to be tough for him to get back in. I think it really is.
We need a settled team.
Yes, agreed.
We need a settled
team. He
said
said that when he came in, didn't he, Shez? He said that straight away. He said he wanted to, in that first press conference, he said he wanted to have a settled team. And I think that's why the likes of Couto and Vaughan aren't getting too much of a look in, because you know he wants the older, more experienced people on the pitch, and he's trying to get that settled down. And now, obviously, injuries and the strength of the squad might mean that get some games and get a bit of time. But you know, when you're playing Tuesday, Saturday, and you're trying to play the same 11, you know, they might get the odd knock and suspension and whatnot. So we'll see.
I mean, that's the worry.
One positive though is that Topi Adebayi has had a 2-game rest, so that's always a positive. You know, with Luamba going, you know, off injured, we have got Adebayi who's been signed as well. You know, it's not just all reliant on Fondop, which is quite a relief. We've got Hope, so we've got Keela Dunn, so we have got 4. We've got Bam Bam as well, who can, as soon as he comes back from his suspension, I think we have got a little bit of depth. Ideally, we could have a lot more, but we've got Vaughan, we've got Missalu, we've got Whelan. You know, look at how Stobbs has played. Diarra might be a sensation under Shez. I think it is about confidence, mate.
I hope you're right, Dave. I
do. Honestly, I know it's a bit unpopular opinion, but this is what we're here for, aren't we? I think that Diarra will
first. Let's give Hope a chance first, and then we'll see.
I think Hope's had it bad.
Yeah, I do.
On his own,
had a really tough time.
Looked like a headless chicken all season. We're not got past the halfway line at all. And then Hope's chasing the ball left to right, just not getting anything. And everyone's been on his back. I've been one of his main critics, I'll admit. I've been raging when I've watched him, and then I just looked at it and I just thought, you know what? The last management shown how negative we was playing it from the back. Hope was never going to get a sniff. We're not. I don't know. I just hope with Sheridan, with 2 up front, Hope.
But it's simple, isn't it? 4-4-2. It's not complicated, is it? It's not.
No,
it's not
not in this league. Not in this league.
We've got what League 2 needs. We've got a decent goalie, a decent spine, really now, haven't we? With
aggressive.
Absolutely, and then up front, we've got a bit of strength in depth. So maybe we can do this.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the players that we've got now seem like different players, and we weren't expecting that, were we? Really, because we thought that the issue was quite comprehensive from top down. Like there was a lot of problems, including the players not being good enough, and maybe the coaching not being good enough, etc. But it's shown that actually, if things are just done in a certain way, and a manager as a management team has a certain style and way of doing things that is easy for players to follow and understand and buy into, and that maybe the atmosphere around the place is improved with, a personality with experience, and he knows he's under the club's under a lot of pressure, the team's under a lot of pressure, but I don't think he's not acting like he's personally under a lot of pressure, and that is helping. I think whereas maybe before there was a lot of pressure, everyone was feeling it, and it was a nervy place, not a very pleasant place to work.
I think we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow against Bradford, we'll still keep in the game. I think it might be a different story if we sort of go maybe one or two down. I don't know. Again, I guess what was the sort of, how did it work against Newport? I can't really remember how it went. Did we go I mean,
Yeah, we went behind, didn't we? Yeah.
Just
1-0 down,
yeah.
but we just went for it straight away. As soon as they scored, we went at them. We
Yeah.
didn't sulk and sit back and just think, "Oh, that's us. We've lost a game." We took the game to them,
Yeah.
and until we got Bam Bam sent off, we looked strong,
You're
and
in
we was the second half was murdering them until Bam Bam got sent off, and then it was just wave after wave against us. And I remember looking at Dave, and Dave didn't see me. Look at him, and I thought, "Wow, like it's so intense this." And he was almost biting his lip off, like, and I just looked back, and it was just crazy. It was a crazy 20-minute. I think it was It was, when did he get sent off? 20 minutes from the end.
Yeah, 69 minutes.
69 minutes, yeah. And I thought,
Yeah.
they're gonna murder us here. And they did murder us, but Rodgers in net made some blinding saves. I think Clark did 2 or 3 off the line. He was in the right places.
Clark's
Sam
done
Hart
well,
carried on attacking down the left. Their right back, that number 4, had an absolutely abysmal game. He got murdered. Nicky Adams, 37-year-old.
You let him know that as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, every time he got the ball, I was giving it some, because I just thought, if you get inside that player's head while he's there having a nightmare, you could be the 12th man which people want. You want to let them know that they're having a nightmare, and our old wingers doing bits. Do you know? I don't know.
Well, you're right. It's a team effort, isn't it? And that's what it feels like at the minute, isn't it? It is a team effort. The manager, the players, the fans.
Each other. Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's in it.
We're all in a
like
battle.
everyone's mucking in, aren't we? Yeah, exactly.
I saw Nicky again. Sorry, Bristol Rovers, with Nicky Adams defending. They were defending as a team. I think I said Nicky Adams put a proper shift in on when they play Bristol Rovers. I've not really seen much of. I've not seen, but he's for 37. He did put a proper shift in, and I guess he needs to stay fit, because I think he's key.
Well, round about Christmas time, when we had Curl, at the start of the season, when we got Nicky Adams, when we signed him, everyone was like buzzing and like, "Oh, we've got Nicky Adams, and I've not really seen much of him. And then when we signed him, he looked all right at the start of the season. And then at Christmas time, I thought, who is this? Why is everyone excited for him? Because he just looked sluggish. He looked like he couldn't be bothered, tired all the time. And now he's just attack-minded. He's like, since Sheridan's took over, I think it's as though we've had 9 new players, bearing Pierre Gianni and the 2 wing-backs.
Yeah,
it looks like we've had 9 new signings. Everyone's just upped the game for him. The fans have even upped the game for him. And it's not Sheridan Athletic; it's Oldham Athletic. But that one man has made us. He's G'd everyone up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just Mark Mills wants to point out that Nicky Adams is only 35, not 37. So
he looks 37. He looks 37.
Yeah, hard paper, hard season. Sorry, Mark Mills.
I think Shez is just galvanised. I think he's galvanised everybody into a positive. I think we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom of the bottom, weren't we? Really, literally, we're in every way. And I think that's offer. And if he has come for now, that's just another thing that you think. Well, you have to. If he's come for now, you have to support him. For whatever whether that's true or not, we'll see. But if he's come for now and he wants us to stay up, then so do I, and then so does the rest of the fans, and so do the players. So I think he's absolutely galvanised coming in, and whoever made the decision, whether it's Abs or whatever, that's probably the best decision he'll ever make. The worst decision was buying Oldham.
well, can't take it away from him. He's kept us going, hasn't he? Like, he has. I don't support it. It's a tough one. He's tricky. I don't support Mo. I'm not really keen on either of them. Mo especially. But without him, where would we have been? Do you know?
Yeah.
I'm not supporting it. I'm not like
saying,
"Oh yeah, I love him. I don't." But
you do. It's better the devil you know than you don't at the moment, isn't it? Until we get a new buyer, I think that's all we can say, isn't it? And they said they're going to sell it. and we've just got to still keep to the word, and we will. But with Shez coming back and keeping us up, that status of English Football League status is the most important thing. And with the remaining games, I think we've got a chance. We've got some tough games coming up, but I think Newport has given us that. I know it was a draw, but the confidence it's brought is absolutely. I bet they'll be buzzing off that, the lads. And Bradford, they've got no manager. We've just lost Derek Adams. That can work both ways because, again, how do you work the team shape out when you bring a new manager in Janssen and play since the losing the last manager? It's always a bit of a tough call for Shez, I bet. So I bet you first 20 minutes he's either going to go for it and we'll go for him and we'll go for the jugular.
We need to
really make him pay, or he's going to try and suss them out because the conditions are going to be difficult tomorrow with the wind, but we're used to it, and I just think that it's going to be a bit of a tricky game, but I think we've got enough quality in the side to edge the bets, and with a 12th man there, I think we're going to be all right.
Absolutely, and it's that positivity that we talked about all the way through. I've not stopped saying it, I guess, but it's that positivity that's keeping us going. As I say, we're at rock bottom, and we're not anymore. We've got something to look forward to, and we need to keep that up. I think if any of the parts of this sum stop doing what they're doing, it will go bad again. So I think everybody needs to keep positive, don't they? I mean, and it's hard because there'll be times when we do lose, in the next few games. I can't believe we can win all the next games, and I can't believe we'll draw and win. And there must be some losses coming. And
Sky Bet have got us 100 to 1. 100 to 1 top half finish, and I'm going to have a dabble.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? 100 to 1? I might even go myself. I'm renowned for being a bit tight, but I might put 50p on.
Look, my dad asked me what are they to stay up. I couldn't find the bet to stay up, but they are 50 pretty much evens to go down. It was 5 to 6, I think it was. So, I think I'm not sure. I guess the bet to stay up would be a similar bet, wouldn't it? But mid-table from bottom with how the season gone, I guess. But absolutely, why not? That's that optimism, and I think that's what all the fans have. I think we're sort of pessimistically optimistic. We sort of expect the bad to happen, but hope it doesn't. You know what I mean? I know that I am anyway. It's like the start of the season. You think everything's going to be fantastic. You put a bet on to go up.
Every year.
It's our year this year.
I remember buzzing. We signed Alan Mope, and he's just like, wow. Look at what he's done. 2 goals. I think he's got 2 goals at it.
But even then, though, he wasn't from the French 10th division, was it? That was the hope in it, because he wasn't, and you could say his name. You could sing his name. It wasn't convoluted. I think that, and again, Shez is not. Hasn't capitulated to support the regime, hasn't he? He's come in. You can imagine he's his own man, him and Tommy and his team. And I think they probably, they're sending more to Old Trafford, aren't they, rather than Boundary Park. So as long as he's not there, and I don't.
It's working now, isn't it? The thing is, it's working, and
something's working. Absolutely, something's changed.
Nigel, like that optimism grows and positivity stays. The more the results keep coming in, and it's none of us want to be in this position now, but we are. And what happens is every single game is massive. So, like for us now, there is that kind of, there is an excitement, isn't there, going towards the end of the season where you don't want to miss a game, do you? Because it's pivotal. They're all
there's
pivotal.
A will. It almost feels like there's an energy that there's a will for us to not go down. There's a will for us to win.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. You feel that desire that we're not going to go down. And if we do go down, we go down fighting. Absolutely. And that's what we're seeing.
How arrogant, Danny?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Is that the bottom?
I think
Is that the bottom of the
that's-
bottom?
That
My
that is
birthday
where we all-
weekend.
Oh no! But we all give up, didn't we, after that point? And that's where it's from that moment, from that evening of like, this is game over now. We're done. We're doomed. From that evening of Shez coming in, it's one to forget, isn't it? One of those moments of just where we've gone from one extreme to the other, and then thankfully, since Shez has come in, it's actually working.
That evening, after the Harrogate game, I stood with Dave last 10 minutes. My wife Zoe, and Zoe was like, I want to go. I said, no, I'm final whistle, that's when I leave. If we're 10-0 down, I'll leave at the final whistle. I'm not going early. I left early against Sutton when we beat them 2-1. I left 10 minutes before the end at 1-0 down. And I just think, I know 3-0 we're not going to pull it back, but I wanted to hear the atmosphere at the end. I wanted to know how toxic it really was, because before the end it was bad. At the end it was extremely bad. And they deserved it. After that performance, they deserved it. But then I remember we went for an Italian that night, and I was like soaking a bit, and I just got a phone call. We've signed. Shezza signed. I was like, yeah. Then looked on Facebook, looked on Instagram, Twitter, everything. Shez. All the Shezzerection stuff was going on again. And I remember I met a couple of my mates. We went to the Hilton, and we were singing John Sheridan songs at 3:00 in the morning, top of our voices in the Hilton Hotel. The bar staff must have thought, "What's going on?" We was like, it was bonkers. It was like we'd won the game 3-0. We'd got in the playoffs at the end of the season. It was like that much of an energy.
What was Scunthorpe like? What was Scunthorpe like?
Fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was that right?
Great atmosphere, packed end.
Yeah, we was the home team at Scunthorpe.
Yeah,
it was as well. We was a home team. Just the energy, like we've been saying tonight, is just second to none. It's brilliant.
Just if we can keep it going tomorrow, that would be massive. Like, it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. Like Dave said already. How are they doing with their performances? What can we expect coming in? Obviously, Adams has left.
Stats, facts, and super attack.
I do. Yeah.
Here we go then. So position in the league, the 12th at the moment on 40 points, with Crawley just behind them, and Hartlepool. They're not doing the best in terms of the form guides. They've they've got 4 points out of the last 15. Not doing the best. They lost at home to Exeter last week, but they beat Stevenage away the week before. Harrogate beat them 2-0. Leyton Orient 1-0 draw, and Crawley at home getting beat 2-1. It's not the best. We've got Andy Cook up front. He scored 10 goals. He signed from Mansfield about 2 seasons ago. And Callum Cook, he's a consistent performer in the midfield. But they've got Paddy O'Donnell, who was the player of the year in 2021 season, at the back. And he's meant to be a standout performer. But head-to-head in the last 5 meetings between Oldham and Bradford, it's Oldham 3, Bradford 1, and 1 draw. I think we're unlucky to lose against them. Against them earlier on in the season, it was a stupid challenge from Pidge, but I think we did enough to get something out of the game. So
who's going to score then? Who's going to score for us tomorrow? Do you think?
Hope.
Big Mike.
Pond up. Do you think?
Yeah.
Did you hear the ball when it came off his head for that goal at Newport?
Wow. I thought it was Pidge me who did it, but then
was it crying? Was the ball crying?
It was it was like a bullet. Honestly, I heard a thud, and then I just saw the net bounce. It was in live time, because we were right on the side, weren't we, Danny, when the ball connected with his head, and the sound it gave, he put so much power behind it.
Even watching it back on the highlights, you can hear that slap just off his foot. It was connected.
You can see the speck of vapor that comes off his head, because he said no matter who it was, he was going through. If he would have added a defender to go through, to get the goal. You know what I mean? And then I thought the second goal was a better goal, because it was sort of played behind him, and he made that front row, the front post run. and it was a fantastic goal just to slot it in the net, because it's a really difficult skill to get that low and hard from such a from a quick ball in, against a big defender like Newport had.
Well, my memory of the Bradford game at their place earlier on in the season was we got in behind them loads. Stubbs played out on the left, Adams out on the right. We got loads of balls in the box, but there was nobody there at all. We gave away that stupid penalty right at the end after we equalised late on.
Oh,
Very easily could have been and should have been a draw. They weren't much cop, to be honest with back then. But yeah, we got loads of balls in the box and no one there to finish them. So if we can do that again this weekend, and Mikey's there, Big Mikey's there to finish them off, then hopefully we'll get something out of the game. I like this being unbeaten under Shez thing. Feels good. It feels comfortable. I don't want it to end. I never want to lose to Bradford, but this is a massive game, isn't it? It's
it's another one. They're all massive, aren't they? They're all cup finals.
They are.
They cup and we need to treat them like that, and the players need to see them like that. Everyone they win and everyone they draw is absolutely essential. They can't, and I think that's what Shez gives them. I think he gives them that confidence as players that we can do it. I think he gives them that belief, because Fondop didn't come with a great reputation. People were sort of saying, and I didn't really know him from Adam, to be honest. So, and he's made he's become a legend, hasn't he? Already. So and they'll all be legends, and I think that's what it is. If they keep us up, they'll all be legends. As much as Rick Alden, they will, absolutely will. They saved us from disaster, and Shez will just. It would just be, well, who knows? Let's be positive. I can't not be. This is, that's why I'm giving money to the Lemmies, because I'm that positive we can stay up. It's more important to go and see them and be involved in this than it is, the other story. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just think, looking at Mark Mills's comment, I spoke to Shez yesterday about the slight groin strain, but Fondop's fully fit. Shez's advice, so it's good. It's really good news. He's got a fully fit squad, really, other than Baham, Bula, and Luamba. So again, I wouldn't worry about tomorrow. With Topi Odubayi coming back in, I think we've got a really good chance. So I think we've yeah.
Well, that's the positivity. Absolutely, we can't worry. It's about winning. It's about drawing. It's about doing the job.
Yeah.
We have to. We don't have a choice, do we? There's no choice other than to not lose. And maybe they'd be a bit dirty. Maybe it'll be a bit, maybe we don't want to lose, and therefore it might well be that we play for, we might get a bit negative sometimes. But I don't care as long as we don't go down.
Oh no! Listen, at this stage in the season, we got to do whatever we've got to do to stay up. I really don't care. Like whatever we've got to do, we've got to do. Ideally, I'm a football purist, but ideally, I'm not second bottom in the league. So, whatever it takes now, whatever gamesmanship, whatever nastiness needs to be, whatever, we've just got to stay up.
Rising to second bottom.
Yeah, we've risen.
I think we've got two callers here. We did have. They've just gone. I don't know what's happened there.
Yeah, we've got some connection issues. Someone's been trying to get in for ages. Something's not quite going on right at their end, and then we had someone and they've just dropped out. But if you do want to touch for the last 20 minutes or so, send us an email, laticsfootballphoning@gmail.com, and Dave will.
Yeah, I'll send you the link and get it all sorted, and we'll get you on the show.
We've got a system here, haven't we?
We have. We've got. It's something like that. It's quite stressful at times when you try to listen and tap away, but yeah, hopefully it seems seamless to the audience.
Who are the next sort of 3 or 4 matches then? I do just sort of turn up without really preparing.
Me too, mate. Me too. That's why I got Dave.
Well, after Bradford, we've got Colchester away, which will be
that's a 6-pointer, isn't it?
Well, if we win tomorrow, it's not that well. It's going to be. It depends what Carlisle happens to Carlisle. Then we've got Crawley away, and then we've got Carlisle at home, which I think that's going to be the real key. Then Swindon at home. So sorry, Swindon away. I do apologise. So out of Crawley, Carlisle, Colchester, and Swindon, if you come away with 7 points out of that could be definitely.
Are they with us? Are they with us towards the bottom? Or are they?
Yeah, well,
are they mid-table?
Colchester are. Crawley are getting dragged into it a little bit. And Carlisle are down there with us. Swindon are vying for just outside the playoffs. So, yeah, Swindon away is going to be a real tricky one. But then we've got, after Swindon, Walsall away, and they're getting sucked into it. But they just had a really good result against Tranmere last weekend. So, yeah. We've got 2 more callers. So,
Yeah.
Nigel, Danny, we really want to say thank you for coming on, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And listen out for our big announcement towards the end of the show as well, please, guys, because we have got a massive announcement to make.
I'll see you in Rochdale Road.
No
And
worries.
See you tomorrow,
tomorrow.
chaps.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Take care. Keep the faith.
right, so Hayden,
Schofield, yeah.
here you go.
Hello,
Hello,
mate.
Hayden.
You all right? How are you doing? You all right?
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, sorry,
Finally
mate.
got you on.
I know. Eventually, it got there.
Yeah,
in the end, didn't we?
Yeah. What you think? What have your thoughts then? Last 4 weeks, pal.
Oh, it's just been dire, hasn't it? Really, but the last 4 weeks have just been amazing. It's been dire season, and it's just been amazing since Lord John's come back. I love the guy. I can't say enough praise for him. I think everybody feels the same, really, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's been very positive. Did you go to the Bristol game?
I went to the Bristol game. Yeah. I sit in my
You
usual
having a bit of
place
banter with Barton, weren't you?
Oh yeah, we you know, if anybody knows me, they know what I'm like in the paddock.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what I'm like. I just can't. I get too involved.
Well, that's what we want.
I think that's one of the things about being like in the paddock, though, isn't it? When you're down at pitch level like that, sort of, you're very close to the pitch, very close to the action, aren't you? And like you get close to the manager, especially on that side with the managers and the players and that, and you are involved.
I like to say, but I like to think that I'm the 12th man. I like to disrupt. How can I say the opposition's bench, and I know for a fact that they respond. So. If I upset anybody who sits near me, I do apologise.
How have you found the difference? Obviously, different managers. Obviously you've seen Shez at Bristol at home. How did that compare to Curl? And obviously Sulim, I know he's interim, so got to take that with a bit of a pinch of salt. But how do you see the reaction from the players and sort of the instructions from the sidelines? Have you seen much of a difference?
I think that they respect him more. I think he's more of a football man. Yeah, Curl's done a lot in the game. The other guy I had no time for whatsoever because he's such a body's mate, and I've got no time for that. But I think they respect Shez for being a football man, and he don't take no crap, really, does he? Basically, and I think they listen to him, and which you can see. Same players responding like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when he's got a great reputation, and he as a footballer as well, as much as anything, and he's done great stuff as a manager, and he knows the club, and he knows. I think it's very. Obviously, when he walks back into Boundary Park, he feels at home, doesn't he? He said that himself. He feels very comfortable. There's no awkwardness with him. Same with Tommy Wright as well. They're both very well respected in and around the football club, and they've been here many times, and it's just what we needed, isn't it? It's just
they're part of the furniture, aren't they? They're part of the furniture. They're part of the club. Everybody loves them, I think.
Yeah.
It's
just what we needed, and I keep going back to that Harrogate afternoon. It's just not what we were expecting at all.
No, not at all.
So it's
like
really
those
has been a
videos at the
blessing.
end of the game. Unbelievable scenes at the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can just see the crowd. I think we've got one more caller to join with us, Ed. And you all right with that? So they can just jump on as well.
Fine,
yeah. Flynn B. Can you hear us, Flynn?
Yeah, evening, boys. Right?
Yeah. Is B your first name or Flynn?
Flynn first name. Flynn Bradley.
Flynn.
Yeah.
Flynn. Oh,
Flynn
Bradley.
Flynn Bradley. The younger brother of me. Yeah, he's come on.
bit of a dodgy camera on this iPad, I'm afraid, but yeah.
That's all right. We can hear you loud and clear. So nice to have you on. Have you been listening? What have you any points you wanted to raise in particular?
No, yeah, I've been listening to the show tonight, and I think all the positivity is great at the minute around the club. It's a far cry in it from what it's been over the past few months. But I think carrying it into tomorrow is massive for us. But I think we've got to remember as well not to get too low if we don't get a good result, and and stick with Shez and trust him. You know, we're not going to win every game from now on the end of the season, are we? Realistically, but tomorrow I don't see why not. I think they'll be up for it, lads. Tomorrow, I think Bradford won't fancy it with the weather and whatnot, and poor run of form. So I think we'll get right into them, and yeah, looking forward to it.
What's your prediction tomorrow, Hayden, for tomorrow's game, score-wise?
Well, we always seem to do well against Bradford, but I don't want to jinx it. I'm expecting something like I'm going to go 3-2 to us.
What about you, Flynn?
3-2, yeah.
Yeah, I fancy us tomorrow 2-0. I think they'll be up for it tomorrow.
I'm thinking 2 or 3-0. I don't think we'll concede. I think we'll have lessons learned from Newport.
They normally sack the manager though, don't they, after us? But they've just done it before.
It's like, is it Stuart McCall twice, and then was it Gary Bowyer as well? So yeah.
Who is it for tomorrow? Do we know?
Mark Truman. He's a youth coach. He started off at Halifax, but he's well thought of in the club. But he's only 34, so it's really difficult.
I think our form tomorrow will be enough for us tomorrow. I think we'll be up for it big time, like I said. And obviously with the crowd, and it's going to be a bumper crowd in it. I can only see us winning tomorrow, touch wood.
The thing in this division is the thing that teams struggle with is consistency, because you see it throughout the season, don't you? You see teams that like Leyton Orient who looked like they were going to be doing well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the teams like Forest Green who managed to maintain that consistency, but for the rest of us, it's very, very difficult. This is the best run of form we've been on for ages, and I guess with every game that we get something out of, or we stay unbeaten, it's only going to give us more confidence, and hopefully we can. I would love nothing more for tomorrow than to get out of that bottom two. That would be to do that tomorrow. To do that within
more than
5
anything
games
as well.
would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
So
yes.
Psychologically as well, it'd be massive for him. You know, you look at the table after Harrogate. What was it? Was it 9 points? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
And to do that in 4 weeks or so, it'd just be a massive psychological boost, I think, for the lads and the players and just everyone at the club. It'd be massive, and then hopefully kick on from there.
I've just, as you said earlier, though, I'm just worried about that lull that. As we do get beat, which I think we're going to do, you know, you never know. We might have a 19 unbeaten run, you know, and he might do a Roy Keane from back in the day and get us in the playoffs. God only hopes that Shez has got that Midas touch, but we've got to be a bit realistic, haven't we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've just got to really purvey our support, and I think against Newport when we went 1 down, it got louder, and at Bristol when they scored, we just got louder and louder. And I think our home form now is going to be the absolute key. You know, we've got 4 games upcoming later on in the season. Again, I think Sutton, Mansfield, Leyton Orient and Stevenage, all on the bounce. They're going to be our make or break.
No, I agree. And I think keeping that positivity in the defeats, it comes in the manner of the defeat as well. You know, if the lads are up for it and they're fighting, like at Newport, say we went and lost that, it's still positive. Do you know what I mean? If we still put in a positive performance and we get beat by a better side on the day, we can't, like you said, we can't get too disheartened, and we've got to pick ourselves up and go again, because, like you said, we're in a scrap, aren't we? So,
yeah,
it's always been one of the things about Latics fans that I always loved about going away from home was, even if we did go down, we would just, we would keep going. And the fans wouldn't give up. The fans would keep singing. You go behind and you never give up. And many a game where we've been trailing, not playing particularly well, but the fans have still been vocal, that was the main thing about Harrogate, where that belief had gone. Mm-hmm. And now I think everyone's seeing Latics fans in their best light, which is brilliant. Because we are. I mean, considering how bobbins the last 30 years has been, how we've just not had anything to cheer, to consider that the attendance we got against Rochdale when Shez came back, second bottom of the league, was just unbelievable, really.
How many do you think they'll bring tomorrow?
Tomorrow's, I mean, there's a restriction on the gate tomorrow, isn't there? There's only 9,500 allowed, but I think Bradford are going to bring about 2.5 with them, I should imagine. And I reckon you're looking at another sort of 7,000 or 8,000 crowd tomorrow, I reckon.
It'd be good though, wouldn't it?
Do you reckon it'll be on Dave as a ref and as a bit of a safety geek?
Well, safety geek. Hang on a minute. Just to be fair, they'll make the decision tomorrow. At the end of the day, the players players' safety is paramount, isn't it? And if there's standing water, it's not going to be on. You know what I mean? But again, you just don't know. Someone sent a picture on. I saw it on Facebook, and it didn't look too bad. But I don't think Sutton was that bad. But I think it was just an opportunity just to get a game in hand because we were in trouble at that time by Salim. But if they know there's 8,000, 9,500 going tomorrow.
Fingers crossed, boys.
Yeah, we need it on, don't we, and carry on this good run. I think tomorrow's the perfect time to play this big rivalry. Not big rivalry, big derby. Like I said,
it's a big game, isn't it? Oldham
yeah,
Bradford. It's for League Two. It's a good fixture.
It's two big clubs.
Bradford, big club, big setup, big stadium, big fan base. I mean, it's frustrating for us being in League Two. It must be extremely frustrating for Bradford fans to be. And I know I've
just had a Bradford fan text me now, Michael Shields. He just said, "What about the mighty Bantams tomorrow? Do you think they'll win?" I don't think they've got a chance, if I'm honest. No. But it's nice to get an away fans view. He is a Liverpool fan as well as, so I will caveat that because he'll throttle me on Monday morning.
Like Matt said before, they weren't up so much at Valley Parade, were they?
No.
And they were in a better run of form then than they are now. And I thought we could have easily been easily the team to go 2-1 up, but obviously what happened, and that was the story of the season at that point, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, guys, it's 59 minutes in now, isn't it? And as you say, time flies. But Hayden, can we get you on back next week, mate, or week after?
Because no problem. Sorry, I'm late. But
no, it's not a problem, mate.
You make sure you do what you do tomorrow on that touchline, won't you? You unsettle that new
I'll be doing it loud and proud.
Youth coach for Bradford.
You can't miss me.
Top man. Thanks for calling in, mate.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Hey, you are.
Oh, too late.
Right. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Flynn.
Let's do your announcement. Nice one. Cheers, boys.
Make sure you call in again, mate. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
cheers.
Right. So nearly finished. Shall we say we've got a special guest on next week? And when we say special guest,
it's not special. It's more than special. It's took a lot of organising, and want to thank a few people. Yourself, Matt, Lee as well.
Have you won an Oscar?
No, but people have gone out of the way to assist us, because they really enjoy the show. I know it's second show, but I wanted to say a big thank you to Lee. He knows who he is. But should we tell him who it is?
Go on. You can see your legs bouncing like an excited dog.
I know, but when do you get Joe Royal on a show like this?
Joe Royal next week.
Joe Royal will be on live with us next week from 7 till 8. So if you want to ask Joe a question, he's kindly agreed to take calls and ask anybody. Well, you can ask him anything really within reason in connection with Latics. But if you want to have an opportunity to speak with Joe live from 7 till 8, please email. It's laticsfootballphone@gmail.com because I think we're going to get quite a few requests for Joe, and he said he's happy to answer questions to and from the caller. So please just get in touch and. We'll get you on air with Joe, and a big thanks to Lee again for helping us organise that. Yeah. Are you excited, Matt?
I can't wait. Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't get any in Latics. It doesn't get any a bigger name than Big Joe, does it? At the end of the day, so absolutely buzzing, totally blown away. Really massive thanks to Joe for agreeing to come on. And next week you'll have hopefully your opportunity to speak to football royalty.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Danny, Nigel, Hayden, and Flynn for coming on, and also Adrian. Sorry you couldn't get on due to connectivity issues, but we'll love to have you on with Joe if you can get network in Shropshire, wherever you are, and also to the guys who've been watching. It's been really great. Numbers are up from last week, and also all the views on YouTube. It's so encouraging for us while we do it. It makes it all worthwhile just to bring this positivity. And thank you to Tommy Wright and Shez for getting those results. It's amazing, and the team.
And we'll see you all tomorrow down at Boundary Park.
Keep the faith.
Up at Boundary Park.
Yeah, up at Boundary Park.
Up at Boundary Park, it's not down, is it?
Keep the faith, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. And don't forget, if you want to stream it, it's been streamed. No, I mean, if you want to watch the stream, it's been streamed. It'll be available.
Yeah, just watch it again.
See ya.
Thanks.
That was smooth, wasn't it?
It was cool.
The Latics Football Phone-In is hosted by Matt Dean and David Bradley and is live on YouTube Fridays from 7 till 8. Don't miss the Boundary Park Alert System, Oldham Athletics' only weekly podcast out Mondays at 7am in all the usual places. Please subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/the Boundary Park Alert System, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at OAFC Phone-In and at OAFC Podcast. The music you're hearing is Under Pressure by Anton Vaslov. Thanks for watching and see you next week.